Hi. Hi, everybody. I am going to wait and get started. This is going to be super fun this week. Very super fun because we know we had a crazy episode. So excited about it. I'm going through questions. Let's see. That one is good. There are some really, really good questions. You guys we're getting to the end of the season. And as you guys know, it's really intensifying. So, and yes, today I will explain Kane and Zeke yet again. I've explained it before, but I will explain it again just because we had the 208 moment. And I did, everyone did kind of alert me to something that was on screen that was incorrect, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. Oh, hi, Portia. Some members of my writer's room are here. Hi, Mark Dark. Thank you so much for the compliment. It's lovely to be a single girl and get a compliment about looking good. Okay, so I do want to, please go slow for all the Zekes in here. Oh, that's funny. Oh my God, that is so funny. You are hilarious. Hilarious. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, okay. All right. So first of all, I just wanted to say thank you. Hi, Anita. Anita Gibson, one of our producers, is on. I wanted to just quickly say first, before we get started, I did tell you guys this was going to be a crazy episode. I am 100% standing by what I said, which is one of my favorite episodes we've ever done, Power or Ghost, because there was so much going on. Before we get into it, I do want to say, just shout out to a Black-owned company, to two Black-owned companies. I wanted to just say that this twist out is, not twist out, I'm sorry, this Flexi Rod set that I did is courtesy of Melanin Hair Care. I was trying them this week. I've been doing a lot of fun stuff with my hair, and this was very exciting. And then the other thing is little Pat McGrath on the eyes for everybody today. Okay, I'm gonna get started. That was so sweet. How the hell am I single? Well, hopefully not for long. We'll see. Okay, so let's see. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, some of my favorite. Oh, I want to tell you guys one other thing. So after we do the last episode of the season with one of these, I'm going to go back through because I've been keeping all of your questions, and I'm going to go back through and I'm going to do a live where I give props to the people who guessed correctly for this season, because a lot of you guys have asked questions and there's been a lot of comments like, how come you don't talk about certain things, or how come you haven't answered certain questions? And the reason I didn't is because you were right. So the people who back in episode 3 were like, I think Monet is Zeke's mom, I didn't say anything when you were on the live, right? But I kept your question. So hopefully what I will do, and that's for the questions that I got in advance. I can't obviously do that for people who are asking on the live, but I will do as much as I can and give you the props that you deserve. Okay, so I'm gonna go through and do a little fact checking first. Okay. So, fact checking. King David Uzo, between Drew and Tariq in a battle of dominance, who is the smartest and deadliest? That is a really interesting question. I think Drew is very deadly. I also think that Drew is tempered a little bit by not having the same level of trauma as Tariq. So Drew has grown up in a home where he had two parents. Then his father went inside, but his parents stayed married. He hasn't gone through some of that, like adultery, all that stuff. He's seen trauma, but he's also a little bit more grounded. So he has that advantage over Tariq. However, Tariq has been raised by 4 people who are, at the top of the strategic game. I don't know that I would say that Lorenzo is quite as strategic as someone like a Ghost, even a Tommy, even a Kanan, and definitely not Tasha. So definitely. Okay, yes. Thank you, Deb Jones 40, for shouting out Natural 85. Yes, I did use Melanin Hair Care for this look. Okay, let's see. Is it possible that Kane is Mecca's son and Zeke is Lorenzo's son? No, it is exactly what we said. No, that is not. We're not trying to be. What's it called? Funny with it. Okay, let's see. Dante should make Kane choose between killing Lorenzo and Drew. Why would Kane Why would Cain kill his brother? I'm very confused by that. I mean, I'm just saying, like, why would he do that? It's kind of weird. Okay, sure. Okay. I have so many questions about whether or not Ghost is alive. There's so many questions. It's crazy. Ooh, Sapphire Sean, I like what you said about Lorenzo seems impulsive. Lorenzo, did you guys feel bad for Lorenzo? I mean, we have to talk about also the dinner scene. We have to talk about the dinner scene. Thank you, Malika. My soror is out there. She said she loved my hair. She's also works for me. Okay, all right, soon. Okay. Okay, DY10_ says, I don't understand why Guap had to die. Can I explain? Yes, I can explain why Guap had to die. I'm sure a lot of you know why Guap had to die. Guap had to die because he called Drew the F word back in 108. If you guys remember, if you go watch 108 and you see the interaction between Drew and Guap and how Drew asks Cain to body the Guaps. He says, go kill them. And Cain agrees to do it, but then keeps Lil Guap alive. If you guys go and take a look, you'll see that that's right. And Drew has held that in his heart. One thing that I will definitely say about Drew holds a grudge. Drew holds a grudge. Let's see. Okay. One Cozy Spency, is Zeke's athletic career over now that he knows he's overage? Well, we'll find out. You're going to have to stay tuned. Okay. Let's see. Yanagi.sounds, Drew should use Everett to tell the cops whatever he wants. That's a great idea. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this is a great question. How did Ghost know everything's going to happen? Okay, so I'm going to explain this to you guys because a lot of people think that Ghost's preparations in his will are evidence that Ghost is still alive and watching Tariq. It is not. For those of you guys who have done like a lot of estate planning, as I have, you have to sort of be aware of any possible situation. So if you look at, and you want to go back and look, and some of you will, I know, a lot of the preparations that Ghost has made involve he and Tasha being murdered in his mind, he and Tommy and everyone being murdered. In other words, he has actually put things in place in case there are murders. So in this episode, when Daniel Warren says, well, she's put up for adoption and her name is stricken from the record, she's supposed to have her name changed. That is literally about if someone wiped out all the St. Patrick's or was looking for St. Patrick's, it's Ghost thinking his way through all of that. It is not about him knowing what Tariq is doing at all. Sorry. I mean, I understand why you guys think that. I get that. That's not what's happening at all. Sorry. Okay, let's see. Ooh, what did Diana was right, said Red Angel Music. I bet there are a lot of people who do not agree with you. We are going to talk about Diana. Absolutely. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh, someone said they liked my outfit. Okay, so this is shout out to Brown Bettiaco, Trina, who's my cousin. She told me that because the episode was so explosive, I should wear something colorful today. So this jacket and this look is because of her. Okay. Let's see. All right. So I have a lot of people asking me why Zeke believes that he's actually 4 years younger than he is. And everyone's like, well, how could you convince people that and I feel like every single one of you that's asking that question is actually really trying to think that they remember being 1, 2, and 3 years old. So you don't remember that. You don't know what people were doing. And so therefore, I just want to say, because this story is not something we made up. This is a story that actually happened in my own family where someone was told they were one age and they were actually another. And so I will just tell you, I wasn't there because this is something that happened a couple generations before me. But what I can tell that was passed down to me from my elders was basically that the person was told around the time that they started celebrating birthdays that they could remember, they were just told the wrong age. It's as simple as that. And they were told they were really tall for their age also. So that's all I'm going to tell you. And then in fact, Zeke is very tall. Zeke did play sports. I don't know if you guys remember that there was a big scandal many years ago about a lot of kids who were playing Little League who were actually 14 and they were supposed to be 11 and 10. It's along those lines for sure. But in terms of like telling an 8-year-old boy that he's 4, that's not really how that works. And I know we have a lot of questions from people saying to me, well, how could you do that? It's like, well, did you tell him the truth at the beginning? That's the question. Okay, let's see. Oh, also, the lying about Zeke's age, I want to be really clear. The lying about Zeke's age would not have been necessary, but for Monet having to do some revisionist history when she met Lorenzo. We didn't get into this in the episode because we just didn't have time, but maybe in season 3, it'll be explained that Lorenzo was told by Monet that he was her first. I'll leave it at that because she had a whole baby before him. Okay. Grab the Popcorn asks, why did Tariq save Lauren? Because Tariq feels bad about the fact that she got all caught up in this because of him. That's what he feels bad about. He feels bad because he knows Carrie was after her because of him. And it's really all the explanation for that is in that scene between Tariq and Carrie where he puts her on blast. Thank you. Can we talk about episode 9? What do you want me to tell you about episode 9? You know I want you to watch it. Ovo_Dev, Drew is Michael Corleone. Absolutely. Let's see. Is James coming back? You guys. KLCWX_ says, Monet is scared of Lorenzo. In general, no, she is not. However, in the dinner scene when he says you should go, I don't know about you, I would go because he is a killer. And he just found out that I lied to him and all of our kids. Like, it's not a good look. I would leave. Do It Big D asks, in the dinner scene, did Diana originally plan to spill the tea or did Monet trigger it by blasting her about Tariq? Monet triggered it. However, Monet did have an option. You guys know I love to do this, right? I love to make people be their own biggest enemy. When Diana comes to see Monet earlier in the episode before Monet and Lorenzo go to Coney Island, she says, Mom, I need to talk to you. And if you guys remember, Monet's like, what, little girl? What? And so Diana gives up and she goes away. That was her opportunity to have the conversation privately. Okay. All right. Kim D. Songwriter asks, does Dante know Kane set him up? What a great question. We tried to leave this relatively ambiguous, but I definitely want to say that Mecca always has something to hide, and I'll leave it like that. Coco Ford, Effie can't be trusted, period. Are you sure? Are you sure Effie can't be trusted? I'm not so sure about that. Okay. King David Cuzzo 7. Between Effie and Diana in a battle for dominance, who's the smartest and deadliest of the two? I think you're going to see. You're going to see who that is. That's going to play out. Footy Fan 101. Will there be another big death this season? I don't know. Have you met me? Of course there will be. Of course there's going to be another big death. Why not? Andre the Beast says, Mary J has played the power role in the family circle. How is this going to affect the powers to be? Oh, it is a very interesting thing because what Diana did was not only destabilize Monet, she also, in a real way, took away her power. So we'll see what happens. Okay. There's a lot of people talking about Kane's birth being in 1997. You guys, that was, that from that form, I do want to say that was our mistake. It was an art department mistake. Zeke was born in 98. Kane was born after that. Okay. He's alive, bro. You can't convince me, Courtney. It's so funny. Whenever people say, Jesus Loved Me 305, yes, there was a season 3. Whenever people say to me things like, Ghost wouldn't do that, or you can't convince me that Ghost is dead, I'm always confused by that because I'm like, but what? I don't know is there a separate, how does that work? Sorry about it. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay. Nikki Baby 28, is Diana and Monet's relationship going to get worse? I don't know how it could not get worse, to be honest with you. This is going to be really not great. Thank you about the hair compliments. I really appreciate that. Why did Diana... Oh, okay, hold on. Let's see. Yes, thank you. Chris writes, my soror, Chris writes, makes sense especially after losing Reina, he wanted his estate on point. Absolutely. Goon Josh 1 asked, can I do a live where I discuss Raising Kanan? I will ask Sasha Penn if he wants to do one with me, and we can talk about Raising Kanan for sure. Go Blue Mark 1975, that dinner scene is an all-time power scene, fire. Yes, I think it's one of my favorites of all time. Let's see. Oh, someone asked why wasn't the entire will read? The entire will was read. Trust agreements and things like that aren't necessarily in the will, but also a lot of these things are, and if you guys pay attention, they're all levers that get pushed in different parts of your will. So the will, as it was first read, assumed that Tasha and Tariq and Raina and Yasmin were all intact and alive. That's how it was. If you remember, there was no alteration for Raina's death. What happened was Raina's share of the money went to Tariq. The Wolf Uncaged. Do I see Diana and Monet having the same outcome as Tariq and Ghost? I know what the outcome is, and it is not. Okay. All right, let me see. Pressed by Rue. This happens all the time. Some of y'all grandparents don't know their real ages. Facts, pressed by Rue. I'm not going to blow anybody up, but I know plenty of stories, not only my own family, but friends of mine, where people had to actually pass as someone's sister when they were actually their mother. You know, I mean, unfortunately, Black America is full of these stories. Okay, let's see. See if I have any good. All right. Just looking. My cousin Trina said I looked wonderful, which I really appreciate. I love you. Is a power character coming back for episode 9 or 10? Please stay tuned. There's a lot of fan service in the next 2 episodes, that I can promise you. Is Mecca Effie's old connect? I know a lot of you guys have been asking about a relationship between Mecca and Effie. Again, I will just tell you guys that I don't want to answer that question, but I do want you guys to stay tuned. Did Kane see the ring or just the ring box? Does that matter is my question. Chef was literally collateral damage. Someone is paying attention. I love this. Okay. See, I like all the money that Davis is... Okay, hold on. Just looking for something. I'm looking for a request that I haven't seen. Okay. Let's see. Will Monet result in getting back her power? Monet is going to do everything she can to get back her power, but you guys know that she obviously has someone in her corner. She has someone who she can go to. I'm not going to say who, but I think you guys know who I'm talking about. Let's see. Who is yelling at me? Sometimes people yell at me because they're so mad about the episode. How many of you were like, will you hit your likes? How many of you were screaming at the TV during the dinner scenes? Okay, let's see. Okay, just trying to find something. There we go. So let's see. Okay, hopefully that will work. There you are. Hi.
You look nice.
Thank you. You look nice too. How are you doing?
Thank you. Good. How are you?
I'm good. How was your first day of shooting?
It was good. It was good. Smooth. Yeah. I can't really say too much, but you know, it was good.
It's so funny. I literally almost said to you, tell me how the scene went and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wait, yeah. We're not alone.
I know. I was like, it was good. It was smooth. Yeah.
So, Miss Toya, tell me about how this week has been for you.
Crazy. First of all, we don't play. The internet don't play because those memes, I have been a buff basketball player, Maury, giving out DNA results, like the ether beat. I'm like, this is crazy, but I'm enjoying it. It's fun and funny because they keep me laughing.
It's really funny. I think, but one of the things that, you and I talked about a lot this year was that Diana was going to grow up. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that sense of maturity as you're watching season 2 play back?
Oh my God, yes. Like the growth from season 1 up until now is like she has matured, she has elevated, she has gotten like a little bit more edgier, swaggier. Like I love Diana. She is using her voice for sure, clearly, because she said it all.
How was the experience of filming that scene for you?
Oh my God, it was so good. So I'm assuming we could say this. We shot it over 2 days.
Yeah, go ahead and tell them everything. It's totally fine. Totally fine.
So we shot it over 2 days. Shanna, love her. Like she was not playing. There was this one part people don't know. Originally, when we did our coverage, Mary Monet, she was actually seated. So when they went to her coverage and she decided to like lunge, she told me that I found out later, but she told Woody like, yeah, I'm going to lunge at her. Da, 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 da. I had no idea. So when she jolted up and at me, let me tell you, I was really low key nervous. I was like, whoa, I came back. I went towards my dad, like, save me. She threw the napkin and y'all didn't catch it like visually, but it went on my face and I was like trying to move it. It was the most fun. Like, we literally fed off of each other. We were not playing. Every single person in that room brought it. Like, the energy, it was literally the nuclear dinner. Like, it's written in our arc, the nuclear dinner. Like, it was the best. I love that scene.
It was really fun, and I was on set for part of that. I don't know if you remember that I was like
Yes.
running in and sort of like feeding lines and stuff.
Feeding
And
us lines.
we did make a decision not to tell you about the lines.
Oh,
we thought
see?
you were gonna we thought you would have such a great
Anticipated.
reaction on camera, and you really did. It was fabulous.
That caught me so off guard. I loved it. I was like, yes. Like, even Drew, him kicking the table trying to tell me to shut up. It just brought so much, like, everybody with the ad libs. Like, we just brought it and left it out, like, all on the floor. Like, that scene was beautiful. Like, it was beautiful. Beautiful.
I loved it. I loved it. I have to say, you guys killed it and brought it to a new level, as you always did. For some of the fans who don't know much about you before being on Ghost, can you tell them, oh, your dad's in the house. I just saw Alberto Colon.
Hello.
Hi. Tell us a little bit about how you got to be on Ghost.
Oh, wow. Okay, so actually, my agent and managers, they actually sent me, I auditioned for Lauren and Diana. I put myself on tape for both, and I got the call back for Diana, and that's when I met you for the first time in the room, and I'm like, oh my God, because I don't know if everyone knows, but I've been a fan of Power since the beginning. Like, I have a vision board. I told you, a vision board from 2017. In the middle is like all the acting stuff. It says Power and stars. Like, I was not playing, and so this all manifested and came to life. But yeah, prior to this, I've just been hustling and trying my best to, like, book stuff. But I'm so happy that this is what really, like, this is me. This is my role. Yeah.
Yes, and you are killing it
Thank you.
every single scene. Like, I'm so proud of you. I feel very protective of you guys, but specifically you, because you're my Taurus sister.
Yes.
So and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so sort of just engaged in all that fan attention and love, because we know Alex gets a lot of attention all the time.
Yes.
Everyone is always on Effie. So let me ask you, because there's a lot of Diana versus Effie questions going on. Who do you think takes who in a fight?
Ooh, character. Let me see. So Effie, the thing about Effie, she has always shown that she is a badass. She don't play. She is edgy. She will do what she needs to do to get ahead. So, without being biased, maybe I'll say Effie based on what we've seen, but the type of household that Diana grew up in, I mean, she is Monet's daughter, and Monet don't take no shit either. So I don't know. It could be. It could go either way. It could go either way. Who do you say? Who would you say?
I think that if I were plotting it, if Effie and Diana got into a physical fight, I think Effie would win that fight, but Diana would walk away and plan very strategically how she was going to get back. And her get back would probably be more devastating. Like, Effie will throw hands, but she would never, I don't think she would expect Diana to come back. Diana's get back would be like some crazy nonsense, I think.
She's strategic. That's why, that's for sure.
And I think one of the things about the dynamic between those two girls is that, yes, Diana is more sheltered, but she does have teachers. Effie's on her own and making her decisions and moving all on her own. So that makes her slightly different. Also, Effie, I think, at some point in the future may trust the wrong person, whereas Diana doesn't trust anybody.
Clearly. Okay. She's snooping through all of Monet's stuff, like, right.
Did you enjoy the sort of the couple scenes that we did with Alex where you guys got to be friends?
Oh my God. I thought that was so nice because I feel like before those episodes aired, everyone, like you said, ooh, Alex and Effie and Diana. So when they actually saw us come together, it was like, okay. And a lot of the women, they're like, okay, women empowerment. I thought that was really cool that we got to see two different sides of, Diana and Effie come together, and Effie's schooling her and like telling her about the game, and Diana's like telling her like, "Hey, I admire that you can do both because that's something that she feels that Diana feels that she can do as well. She's just not given the opportunity." But yeah, I thought that was really nice. And Alex is super dope. Like her energy in real life, she's everything. So
She is. She can't
yeah.
help not being a tourist. I forgive
Okay.
her for that. But yes, she's
Right,
great.
right, right, right.
Um,
Exactly.
so I had a question for you about who do you think is the least like their character in real life? Because I have a like of all the cast, who's the least like their character in
Least
real life?
like. Hmm. Okay. Uh, well, I'm gonna say Zeke Daniel because people think and all these damn memes and stuff about like Zeke and how he plays his character, but Daniel is intelligent AF. Like he's really smart, he's very strategic, and he thinks deeply. So like I would say right now off the top of my head, I would say Daniel, Zeke.
I was gonna say that exactly. I was gonna say
Yeah.
Daniel is not like his character at all, and like
At all.
all those memes are so mean. And the thing is, like, he's so smart and like funny
So
and great,
smart.
and so yeah, I definitely say he's not like that. I would also say Woody doesn't have a mean bone in his body at all. Like
Oh
he is
yeah.
so vicious.
That is true. Oh, that's so true. Yeah, but you know what's so crazy? I feel like because he is a tourist, we can switch that on. I mean, maybe not as bad as King per se, but if he wanted to, he could turn that side on probably. Where Tours is.
We can't help it. It's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's one other question I wanted to ask you. Oh, who do you think is most like their character?
Ooh, oh my. Most like?
Yeah.
Dang. Oh, Gianni.
I was gonna say
Greatest.
it's funny. It's funny. Gianni, I don't know whether like I sometimes don't know where Gianni ends and Braden begins in a sense because
Yes.
as he's been playing the part for so long since season 4 that like I just like now write for Gianni a little
You
bit.
can hear him. Yes.
I can hear him at how he's going to play it,
Hmm.
but Gianni himself is like a very serious filmmaker and actor and writer. Like that part, I don't think Braden is that serious about anything, you
Right.
know.
That's true. But the way, like, how his comedic timing is in real life, it's like it translates so well on screen. Like, I'm like, those two are the same when it comes to like their jokes and making fun of people. Like, he's hella funny.
It's true. And when we write a bad joke, Gianni makes it good. So that
See,
I have to give
exactly.
that to him. Um, how did you feel when you read that Diana was going to go to bed with Tariq? How did you feel about it?
Ooh, I felt like it I felt like it worked because I do know in episode 4, I believe, when Effie was saying like, it needs to be, or I think Diana said it needs to be special and all of that. And I feel like some people probably felt like, oh, well, it's in a dorm room. How special is that? But at the end of the day, it's not about where for Diana. I believe it's the person. And out of her family, Tariq is the closest person to her. So that is
Mm-hmm.
something special to her. So I felt like it was a nice, like, step for her to take in growth because losing your virginity could be a big thing. So I think it worked well for her and her growth.
I think it will work well for her and her growth until such time as it doesn't work out the way she wants it to.
Exactly. Dot 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 dot. Exactly.
All right, one last question, and then I will let you go around about your life.
Okay.
What has been the biggest surprise about joining the Power Universe?
Oh my gosh. These are good questions. I'm not even prepared. Let me see.
Oh,
Biggest
sorry, I
surprise.
started out as a journalist, so I go into journalist mode.
Yes. I'm okay. Biggest surprise. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Biggest surprise? Ooh, you got me. I don't know. I mean, I will say this. I wouldn't say it's a surprise per se, but I know that like people are like, it's hard to find family when you're on a set and like, everyone getting along. And sometimes when you step onto a place that is so brand new to you, you don't know how it's going to work out. And genuinely, everybody is so sweet. Like, I really feel like we are family. It's not, this is my cosmate or producer, creator, showrunner. Like, this is family. So I will say that is what I love. I wouldn't call it a surprise per se, but I definitely appreciate it. It's a blessing.
Oh, that's a really great answer. I would say, like, I miss you guys so much. It's so weird for me to not be in New York right now. It's so weird. I've been in New York for the beginning of shooting for, this would have been my 10th year of doing that, I think, or a 9th year of doing it. So it's crazy. I will say that if I told Toya, if I told you 5 years ago that you were going to go to work one day and Mary J. Blige was going to choke you out up against a wall, I bet you would be surprised about that.
For sure. Well, yes. So if we go back, yes. When you first tapped me on my shoulder at the pilot table read, season 1, very first episode, and you said, I want to introduce you to your mother, I was like, oh, and I turned and I see Mary. Now that is a surprise because I didn't know. I had no idea. And I was stuck. Like, I didn't even know what to say. Like, the first thing I said was, oh my God, you're so pretty. Like, what? Like, that's all you can think of because she looks gorgeous. So yeah, that is definitely a surprise. And then there's Method Man, Lorenz, like all these people. And then Michael, because I've been a fan of this show since the beginning, I'm like, Tariq? Like, this is crazy. So yeah.
I do wish everyone could see Mary J. Blige in person. She's so beautiful.
Oh my God.
It's insane how beautiful that woman is, in addition to being so kind and amazing and generous and lovely.
Funny. She is funny.
Like, she's so funny. But yeah, I'm just like, I remember that day. I'm so blessed. I'm blessed to know you. I'm blessed to be able to work with you and to write for you. You are doing it. And just know from this moment, like, really reflect on like how you killed this episode. You did so well. Just be proud of yourself because you're amazing.
Thank you so much. I am so proud. And shout out to you guys because we can't do it without you, like the writers, the people in the scene, like my mom, my brothers, like my dad. We literally all played ball. I can't do it by myself. You have to play off of other people, and we killed it. So I'm proud. Yes. I'm so proud. Memes, keep them coming because we killed it. It don't matter.
Yes, keep them coming. All right, thank you, Toya. Thank you for being here. I love you.
Love you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, let's see. Let me get into some of these questions that I didn't get while I was... Oh, here, I got a whole stack. Okay. All right, we're going to do a few more minutes of that. I hope you guys enjoyed that time with Toya. I have a special guest coming next week as well. It might even be 2. Let's see. Oh, this is a great question. Gab_Montana. Why did Monet act as if she didn't know Kane had washed up the product? Because she didn't snitch on Tariq for telling her about Kane. So a lot of people asked me that and they were like, why would she pretend she didn't know? But the reality is the other way to write that, and this is a good thing for writers, by the way, this is a really good thing for writers, which is you have to think all the way through the character. Monet is not the person who would say, Tariq told me that. She wouldn't say that. So she didn't say that. She said, you did that shit, and she pretended to be surprised. But yes, she did know. Ja_Baker, what happened to the security guard that Effie left in the closet? I mean, I appreciate you thinking so hard. I was hoping no one would even ask that question, so I don't have an answer. I think she got out eventually, I assume. Let's see. Oh, Mills, the commissioner, everybody forgot about the phone Reek put in Carrie's desk. They're going to put that body on her. He didn't put the phone there. He chose not to frame her. He actually burned it. Okay, let's see. Hunt One Hip Hop, will we ever see Ramona again? Actually, she is on another show. Cynthia is actually one of the leads, I think, it's the Lord of the Rings series that's coming out. I think it's called The Power of the Ring. I'm not sure. I'm not doing a good job promoting it. But it's not on Netflix, so I don't have to promote it. I'm just kidding. All right. Let's see. mz.her_2u. Why did you stop the episode recap? Because these episodes you gave us a light was. I didn't stop that. That was not my choice. I would have loved to continue to do it. Maria James, can I please remind everyone again that Ghost is dead? I keep reminding it, but nobody cares. Okay. Let's see. George Cruz asks, where did the decision to kill Carrie by suicide come from? Keep watching. Okay? Just keep watching. Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay. Mulan de Boss asks, did you purposely set the classroom up to give a How to Get Away with Murder vibe? No, I did not. It's actually just it's how those kind of seminar rooms look when you go to especially Ivy League schools. People keep asking me, okay, I am _Chrissy_Grit. Where's the Ghost RIP post on IG? Why do you guys think that a social media post has anything to do with what we're doing on the show? I still don't understand that. We didn't do that, but we don't actually make those posts. You guys know that is Star's social media that makes those posts. So please direct questions to power_stars. Mike_win asks, did you get any inspiration for power from any hood novels like True to the Game or The Cartel? No, I have not read those. No. Let's see. I Am Dope by Nature. I know Mecca got cameras all throughout his spot, because come on. I Am Dope by Nature, the power was out. So there is no footage of what happened in his, that's why Effie had to take care of the cameras. _Blaney Johnson. Why did Dante/Mecca kill the chef when he knew Kane was the mole? Well, let's see. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? Do you think he knows? Or do you think he suspects that perhaps Chef was slipping and that's how certain things took place? Okay. Let's see. Okay. So find out. I have a bunch of questions about whether, resilient. Where is Tasha? Tasha's in two places, you guys. Tasha is in Witness Protection, and Tasha is also on Queens on ABC working. I, again, will just say the reality is sometimes people can't be in two places at once. Okay. RML_publishing asks, when writing, how much time is spent on research to portray the characters' careers accurately? A lot of time on research, and we try to hire writers who have an opinion or a specific idea about where things come. Carrie Milgram was actually named after Anne Milgram, who was our legal advisor for many years. So, it depends. Criminal defense attorneys. I love criminal defense attorneys, so I have a lot of research about that. Dealing drugs, done a lot of research about that too. Not done it. Okay. ATL Grown 28, 4 placemats at the dinner table in episode 6 at the 47 mark, indication of something? No, sorry. I appreciate you guys reading into it. So there we go. Okay. Let's see. Okay, all right. Let's see. The Victorious one, off subject a little, who did the music for Power? I have a whole playlist. It's good. That would be, let's see, Big Tank Music. That would be Derek Big Tank Thornton, who does that. You can find him. I follow him, so you can find him. But he's a music supervisor for all the Power shows right now, and then a bunch of other things like Our Kind of People. He did The Shy. He did a lot of different things. Let's see. It's a lot of questions. D_real_Brandon. As Yaz gets older, will she finally realize that Tariq is a monster? I think given unlimited time, it would be great to see what would happen with Yaz. I think that would be really important. As she is separated from Tariq, what happens if they come together, those kind of things. Is Diana going to kill Monet? I don't want to answer that question, but I'll just make a face. Okay. All right. Let's see what else, what other questions are. You guys sent a lot of questions, but a lot of them are the exact same ones, or they are good questions. Okay, certified underscore K23. Why Diana blew up the whole family? She'd probably fuck up her family. I do want to kind of ask in our last few minutes, do you guys feel like Diana made the right decision in telling everybody, or like she felt she made the wrong decision in telling everybody? Because some people feel like she's a gangster, and some people feel like she was totally wrong to do that. Oh, I did have a question here. Is Zeke's character intended to be so goofy, or is that the actor's portrayal of him? Zeke is an innocent. Zeke is an innocent. He's really innocent. So he's written to be innocent, and to be trusting. And characters that are innocent and trusting, I think they, like, sort of by comparison to the other characters in the Power universe, they always seem a little bit almost kind of off, because they're innocent and trusting. So if you go back to someone like a Greg Knox, who actually ended up going crazy because he was kind of a straight shooter, I think it's connected to that. Let's see. Auntie Bree, why didn't Monet accept Zeke as her son from the beginning? A lot of decisions were made for Monet because she got pregnant so young with Zeke. She got pregnant at 16. So, you know, I think a great idea would be to, well, actually, a lot more is explained about that in a later episode. So, let's see. Sun underscore Carew, why do the Tejadas act like Diana is wrong for falling for the man who saved her life? Well, because Tariq is no account, can't be trusted, is a liar, is in the drug game, is not someone that they can control. What is Monet's number one thing about Diana? Control. What is Lorenzo's number one thing about Diana? That's his little girl. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay. Let's see. Oh, Rodney's Anatomy asks, Courtney, how much time is given to let an actor know when they're getting killed off Power? Well, what happens is when we make the decision in the writer's room, and we know it's coming, we break the episode. And for those of you who don't know what break the episode means, we just, you know, we decide what all the beats are going to be. And then someone writes an outline, and that just stays in the network and in the studio. And then we write a script. And before the script goes into production draft is where the whole crew gets it. I traditionally have talked to the actor myself. And then I talk to the actor, I tell them why, I tell them how they're going to die, what the episode is, why, because a lot of times you want to tell people, make sure that people understand it's not about their performance. In fact, shout out to the wonderful Melanie Liburd, who was going to join us tonight, but is actually working on a different show, not on our show. Character's dead. You want to tell them, and you want to tell them it's not about them. And a lot of times, I have very smart actors, they figure it out in advance. You know what I mean? Or they do something, the character does something, and when the character does that, like about a week later, the person will call me and be like, man. So I'll tell you guys, brilliant, amazing Melanie Liburd, she asked me after episode 3, she was like, I don't know that I can survive doing this. And I was like, we'll talk about it later, because I don't try to tell people too much in advance. It used to be, by the way, kind of a truth universally acknowledged that if my New York assistant reached out to you and said, hey, Courtney wants to talk to you in her office, that was usually the Grim Reaper. That's what they would call it. They would call it the Grim Reaper call. But that isn't always the case. Sometimes I just want to give you a compliment. Let's see. Was Tariq surprised about how prepared Ghost was? Tariq is still a kid. I always want to remind you guys of that Tariq is he's only 19. So he doesn't have at his disposal all the things, like he hasn't thought in all the ways that Ghost would have. And I think part of Tariq's problem is that he killed this guy and still he's getting in his way. He's still getting in his way, which is a metaphor for how, and again, I'll just speak for myself, my father's death was years ago. My dad died 10 years ago, but that is still part of, and his legacy and some of the things that happened between us are still with me every day. Okay, let's see. One of you just asked a question that was so good and so dead on that I can't say anything. But yeah. Oh, 900 Black, I read about taking Power to Netflix. No, I'm coming up with new shows on Netflix, and I'm really excited about it. In fact, I need to get back to writing relatively soon. Okay. Let's see if I can find. Okay. Is there anything else that I want to ask that Mo told Mecca, you don't know what choices I had. The It Boy asks, Mo told Mecca, you don't know what choices I had, referring to Zeke. What does she mean? It means that she didn't actually have the ability to make all the choices that were made for her and her son and separating them. Let's see. Real Cassie Law asks, how did you get in the industry as a show writer? I did not start as a creator. I came in and I got my first job as a staff writer on the Bernie Mac show. Many of you already know this. I got fired. And it's a story that I always tell because it's super important. Oh, Toya, I was really happy to have you. Let's see. I'm going to see if there's any more questions. Oh, Mr. Hicks. This is a great one. Who is the most loyal character on Power right now? I'd say the most loyal character usually is Brayden. I would say usually Brayden. No, I won't be doing lives for Force this year. These are kind of the last lives I'll be doing. I might do some interview moments with some of the cast, but yeah. Okay. Is Drew's alliance, Madam Butterfly, more with his mom or his dad? I think dad, probably. Okay, so it's 5:46, and traditionally around this time, I start talking about next week and what we can expect next week. Well, what do you guys already know? You know that Zeke discovered Carrie's body, so that's going to energize a whole bunch of people, especially people who used to have a sexual relationship with her. What do we know about that? We know that another murder has been committed, and that another murder has been committed by someone in our crew. And so what will take place? That'll be interesting. We know we've got a whole bunch of dead woks, right? We've got a dead chef. We've got a whole bunch of death. So all of those things have to come to play. And do we think maybe, because it's episode 9, there are going to be some more big deaths? Let's see. Let's see what happens. There's only 2 episodes left in this season, and you guys know how we do it. So I really appreciate you being here. I can't wait to see you guys next week. Thank you so much. And I'll see you soon.